Hi, and welcome to today's demo. I am Richard Steenan, the Chief Research Analyst and founder of IT Harvest. We're going to show you today security stack analysis, and this is one of the most frequently requested capabilities ever since we've added NIST mappings for all the products that we ingest into the IT Harvest dashboard. So we've got the data, we've mapped all the products to NIST, CIS, and Mitre attack frameworks. The primary use case for that is going to be evaluating a existing cybersecurity stack and looking for coverage overlaps as well as gaps in coverage. And this is, with the intention of demonstrating internally where an organization is on its path to achieving NIST. I'm putting compliance in quotes because it's not necessarily a standard or a regulatory framework, and yet the NIST cybersecurity framework is used by many organizations as the building blocks for building their entire security program. So, well, first you've got to have your security stack. So let's I'll just show you quickly how I've pre-built one of those and how you continue to do so. So you might know that you've got a Palo Alto firewall. So you're going to, for each of the products in your security stack, you are going to go to that vendor's page where we've got all the information that IT Harvest tracks on all the vendors, just under 4,000 active vendors. So we do that. We track headcount. So you can always see how fast a company is growing and how steadily it's growing. Very good measurement of health. We track the funding in those organizations, more interesting for smaller companies than large ones. And most importantly, we track all products from all vendors. And I like to use Palo Alto and Fortinet as examples because they have so many products. It's actually easier to use the IT Harvest dashboard to search and browse a vendor's products than it is to use a vendor's website, because of course they don't put it there quite as simply as this. But say that you've got the Palo Alto next gen firewall in the PA5450 series. You simply indicate by adding it to a stack whether you're going to have coverage for that. And let's go ahead and add it to our e-commerce stack. And we'll just put that there. And now we've added a product to a stack. You go through that. Most organizations have between 60 and 75 products and tools in their stacks. We actually did an analysis of coverage of the entire space to the entire NIST subcategories down to that level of 132 different subcategories. And we think that to get 100% coverage of NIST, you actually need between 33 and 45 security products, just on average, right? There could be a bare minimum set that we have yet to discover, but I'm sure that we will as we dig deeper into this. But in the meantime, you're probably looking at 60 to 70 products. So you have to go through that process I just showed you. So it can take minutes to do a single product, so it could add up. In future versions, we'll make it easier for a team to all work on it simultaneously or to enter their own products that they cover. But for now, let's go to the newly added stacks feature way over here on the left. So you have the stacks frame, I guess, right here. And you quickly see you've got 3 stacks, total of 18 products, and average products per stack, 6. So this would, in a real world case, you'd probably have a stack for maybe your web operations or your cloud operations or different business units. You can have them all right here and manage them. I've filled out a stack for a major bank, and I took the products from Gartner Magic Quadrants. So they're going to be pretty commonly used products across the board. And I just took a list that we had made of all of the products that appear in Gartner Magic Quadrants, or 263, I think. And we just selected 17 of those to generate the stack. The analysis done immediately by the time you come to this page after creating your stack. All of this is done for you. We've created an IT Harvest security coverage capability, or it's kind of our own framework, but it's got a product focus, which turns out actually to be the way most people think about security and defenses in a layered defense model. We think about and talk about security products all the time, not necessarily about controls all the time. So you can see from that stack of products from 17 vendors that we've got 6 that cover cloud security, 6 that cover threat detection, 3 in the risk measurement space, 2 separate products that can provide certificate authority capability, and very importantly, a vendor geographic distribution. This is based on the headquarters of the vendor, so it might be quite a bit more. In Israel, for instance, a lot of Israeli companies have established their headquarters here in the U.S. But it might, in this process, you might discover that, that one company that we rely on is headquartered in, some troubled area in the world, and maybe we should be concerned about support or having access to that company's personnel or something if they're undergoing a stressful time. And then because Black Kite is our partner who provides risk scores for each vendor, we were able to just consolidate those based on the products and give you an overall risk score for your supplier base. So I think people will find that extremely valuable. And then you go down here to click on frameworks, and you'll be presented with the how all the 17 products map to Mitre Enterprise, which is Mitre ATT&CK 15.1, how they map to NIST and CIS. Let's dig in on NIST here, because that's kind of what I'm trying to demo today. So you immediately see for each of the major top level areas of NIST: govern, identity, protect, etc., identify, protect, etc. We've got coverage, and this is coverage by subcategory. So do you have products in each of the subcategories? And for govern, with our stack of 17 products, we've got 23% coverage. For identify, 85%. And for protect, 83%. Detect, 85%. Recover, 88%. And respond, 44%. If you, the dots indicate the number of products that you have covering these. So you can always hover over and see, in this case, that requirements to address cybersecurity risks and supply chains are established. You've got one product mapped to that. And over here, where you got multiple dots, you go all the way to representation of the organization's authorized network communication and internal external network data flows. You've got 6 products that map to that subcategory. So it may be that you've got too many products, or the overlap is in functionality that one group paid for and another group uses a different product for it. Maybe there's an opportunity to rationalize that. But you can see in asset management, you've got 100% coverage. All 7 subcategories of asset management, you've got products for, and some of those multiple products, right? But for prioritized based on classification, you've only got one product that does that. And then you may question, well, what am I missing out of all of these, right? So you can see you're missing from the incident management. I think improvements are identified from security tests and exercises. You're missing that capability in the identify side. Let's look at protect and detect. Under protect, you are missing physical access to assets as managed. So you don't have a tool that maps to that capability, as well as a capability that the organization's technology assets are protected from environmental threats. And then finally, hardware is maintained, replaced, and removed, commensurate with risk. And you might also look at this one here. The physical environment is monitored to find potentially adverse events. Notice that all of those regard physical security. So it could very well be that just this analysis alone just identified a major gap in your NIST coverage and that you don't have good physical security monitoring, management, etc. Or it could very well be that the IT security person created the security stack and input it and left out the fact that, you know, the building security might cover those physical security things, but it would remind you to go back before you attested to an auditor or regulator that you were following NIST and you had X% coverage. It'll just remind you to include that if it's a cybersecurity product that would do that. So I think that gives you a great feeling for the types of things you can do with our new security stack analysis tool, and I invite you to go to dashboard.itharvest.com, click on get a demo, and I will be talking to you shortly.